Chris Janson is back in Buffalo. Chris, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I just got into town, and we love this city, and we love the way it looks right here in the early fall, and glad to be with you. Thank you.
I heard that you are a pilot. Did you fly yourself here?
I am a pilot, but I did not fly myself here. I rode here, but I can fly a plane if need be. I'm certified single engine, but we brought a twin up today.
So we saw you on the Live with Kelly and Mark's show. Yeah. Fantastic job.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was really a wonderful time. It's my second time being on the show. First time with the new single, and All I Need Is You went really well. It was first time I actually got to have a little conversation with them too. And I guess the first time I played it was Kelly and Ryan. So now it's Kelly and Mark, which are her husband, and it was fantastic. You know, we're both married to Kellys, and so we made that part of the segment, which was awesome. And it was very family oriented and a lot of fun. The single went over great. Fans loved it, and it was awesome.
The way I describe the album is a beer drinking, deer hunting, truck driving, hard working family guy's album.
Yeah, that all American guy. Yes. Thank you very much. I could not have said it any better. That's a great compliment. And you're spot on. I
said, you know what? I'm going to listen to this new album, which is driving home from deer camp. And I think I'm going to admit it. I was brought to tears with Days in the Field. Well, I've got 3 little boys at home, a little girl now. It's such an emotional song. It's about the woods, but it brings you to tears.
Yep. It is about the woods, but it's about so much more, man. It's about raising your kids up right and the way that we like to raise them, which I think is just the classic American way, man. And I appreciate you saying that. That's my favorite song I've ever written, probably. Wrote it as 100%. I wrote it all by myself, and I wrote it after a day of turkey hunting with Jesse, my youngest one, which was great. And he's like my big-time hunter, but as a matter of fact, it's youth season coming up in Tennessee this weekend, and so I said, of course he's going, but his sister, Georgia, who's my other hunter. The other two, they don't really hunt as much, but if they want to, great. But Georgia said, I think I'll go this weekend. She's just trying to get under Jesse's skin. But Days in the Field is very special. That's like the second theme to Bass Pro, who I'm, big partners with, and they love it. And my buddy Johnny and me, we talk about raising our kids in the woods all the time, and that's just very important to me. If you don't see me on stage and you don't see me with Kelly doing something, then I'm usually out in the woods or on the water, and that is literally my lifestyle about every day.
We're backstage with Chris Janson at the Hyatt. Joanna's our winner from Lewiston. What's it like coming to perform a private show like this?
This is the first time I've ever done like a real true pop-up like this for somebody, but I think the greatest honor and privilege of it is that, the winner is an actual listener. And so they actually want the show, and they contested to win the show, and they got it. And so here we are, and it just worked out perfectly because we were already in the great state of New York, like I said, Manhattan, with the Kelly and Mark show. And then it was just a short jaunt up here to do it, and worked out. Just everybody's schedule came together nice. And so plan to come in here and just, play them some hits, of course, but also this is a great moment to get a little more intimate and do some question and answering like you may not ever get anywhere else, and it'd be different like seeing me on a stage and where it's just a show, but get a little chance to talk and visit with people on a personal note, which is really the basis of who I am and why I write songs and why I got into what I do for a living anyway. So, it started out as a hobby, just turned into a living, and that's the greatest joy of all.
It's going to be a busy night for you, busy week, of course. I know you're going to be going to Pittsburgh and doing some things, but got to ask you real quick about the Dolly Parton collab.
Yeah.
Highlight of the career so far in terms of like collaborations?
Yeah, certainly. We've had some great collabs, as you know, over the years, from Eric Church to Blake Shelton, Tim McGraw, a bunch of them. But, man, Dolly's, top tier. I think she would be for anybody, for sure, and Slash is as well from Guns N' Roses. And, just people are still like, wow, can't believe you got Dolly on a song, but I can't either. But if you just ask, sometimes you receive. And if you put your mind to something and you work real hard for it, I always figure, what's the worst that could happen? Somebody could say no, and who cares? If they say no, no big deal. But she just happened to say yes, and in that nice way that she is. And so she sang several versions of the song. She didn't just go in one and done it and just here's what you get. She's a real pro, did a great job. Slash actually asked me, like, what would you like? And I think that's a great compliment. He's such an iconic guitar player and wonderful person. And I said, give me November Rain 2.0. because I love that song. And that's when we originally wrote 21 Forever, the song that we did the duet on. I had November Rain in my head, and so I wrote it with the same guy who I wrote Take a Drunk Girl Home with. And so, it's a piano ballad, and just said, hey, give me November Rain 2.0, and that's exactly what he did. I said, just picture yourself back in that sandy field by that church and the wind blowing, just give me something epic. And he played a huge outro guitar solo, and it really sweeps me off my feet, man. I'm really really grateful for those guys and girls, and it's just a great honor. I mean, I would say it's unbelievable because it kind of is, but I'm believing it, I'm living it.
Backstage with Chris Janson here at the Hyatt. Joanna's our winner. It's a big night for WYRK. Yeah. What's next off the Outlaw Side of Me? I love the song "Good People Going to Work." I mean, what do you got planned here?
I love "Good Folks Going to Work." That's one of my favorite things. That's one of me and Kelly's favorites too. Thanks for saying that. It's so true, right?
The whole album is just real, and I said when I heard it, I said, this is something Chris wanted to absolutely do.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And here's the great part about making the Outlaw Side of Me album as a whole, and thanks for bringing it up, is that, yes, I wanted to do these songs. And as a matter of fact, there are several songs on the album, not the whole thing, but there are several really choice picks, including that one, that I wanted to do in the past, and I never got a chance to do them. And because I write so many songs for every album cycle, and a lot of them just don't make it, and a lot of them do. And so a couple of the things didn't, they were just in my catalog, and we're like, God, these songs, they never hear the light of day. It's just such a travesty. They're really great songs. And so, this is a very cohesive project. I think every song has its exact fit. Mm-hmm. You can listen from top to bottom. I think I hope that without getting bored, and everything flows really nicely. And so Good Folks Going to Work is gosh, man, I appreciate you saying that, because it's a great reminder that real songs do matter. And I wrote that for just working class hero people, man. It was what I come from. And that's a great, I'm so proud you said that.
Well, in my opinion, America needed this album right now. So thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you, it has inspired me. As a matter of fact, Kelly was like, hey, you haven't been writing lately. I was like, well, we just dropped an album. So we've been working on the new album. It's only a couple months old, and singles doing great, almost top 10. But I said, I'm going to start. So the other day I wrote a song, first song I've written since making Outlaw Side of Me album. And I got this new song called All American Guy. And so to hear you say that, what America needs, man, that's my driving force right now. Mm-hmm. Trailblazers in that to me were Lee Greenwood, Toby Keith, lots of great people who stood for the flag, stood for our country, stood for the moralistic character that we were all raised on, mm-hmm. and what the foundation of America is built on. And that's the direction I'm continuing to lean, and I'm just leaning it even harder, just because that's who I am, and that's who I just love this country, and I love getting up in the morning. And by the way, I know we're close to Canada. For anybody listening across the border, I love Canada too. Some of my greatest touring comes from Canada, so appreciate that. But just got to stand for something. You fall for anything, like Aaron Tippin says. And man, I just that's what I'm doing, and writing real songs for real people. And you know what? It's working, so I'm grateful for that.
Chris Janson, our guest here at the Hyatt. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy, so thanks for agreeing to do this contest with Town Square Media.
Dude, you ready for this? Best interview I've had in a year. Thanks for this. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. And good luck with the kids.
Thanks. Yeah, we're trying.